I want you to grab a timer and try this little test. So you set the timer for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And you open up your website, your landing page, your copy, your sales letter, whatever it is, and you start the timer. 3, 2, 1. Beep, beep, beep. And in that 3 seconds, you take in whatever you can about the website. In those 3 seconds, right? The message, the images, whatever it is that catches your eye. And then close the website as soon as the timer goes off. I want to know, what did you notice? Because you just ran the 3-second test, and we're going to talk about whether you passed or failed. These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough. All right, so today's episode, as usual, is sponsored by me. I want you to check the link in the description to High Velocity Copywriting. High Velocity Copywriting. This is my flagship copywriting program, course, training, whatever you want to call it. It's about getting attention with your copywriting using what I've identified as the only 3 big idea types behind every $1 million plus promotion, and how to convert that attention once you have it into action, into leads, customers, sales, profits, money in your bank account. So check out the link in the description to High Velocity Copywriting, and let's break down the 3-second test for digital marketing. So this is based on an observation, a presumption, a general rule that your prospect is going to make a decision within about 3 seconds if they're going to stay or go. There's a reason that Facebook measures a 3-second pause as a view on an ad for stopping the scroll. Anytime your audience is paying attention for about 3 seconds, basically what's happening is they're saying, do I care about this or not? And when you succeed at this, or if you fail at it, you are succeeding or failing at making the attention sale. This is the first and most important sale that you need to make in any marketing. And in fact, no other sale will happen without it. If you don't sell someone on them paying attention for whatever length of time it takes for you to communicate the rest of your selling message, then they're not going to actually respond. They're not going to do whatever conversion event you're looking for. And when they arrive at your site, they do want to know within about 3 seconds, they're looking for answers to questions that they're answering or that they're asking subconsciously. What they want to know is, this is for me, this is relevant, this is interesting, this is valuable, this is beneficial. They're asking, like, should I pay attention to this? And if they feel like it's for them, if they feel like it's relevant, if they feel like it's interesting and valuable and beneficial, then they are going to pay attention, but they're going to make that decision really within about the first 3 seconds. And so going back to the opening of today's show, my question for you is, did you pass or fail the 3-second test? When you ran it, could you tell within about 3 seconds, was this website for the target audience? What was it about? Like, could you tell who it's for? Could you tell what it was about? If you were your prospect, did you want to learn more? Like, did you want to engage with the website further? Or did you feel like, man, this is kind of like, I don't get it. It's not relevant, whatever it is. Like you're asking, is this relevant to me? Is this message clear? Is this something that I get within the first 3 seconds? Why I should stick around? Now, if you want to do the 3-second test on hard mode, here's what I suggest you do. Go find 5 people in your market and do the 3-second test. You could do it with prospects on Zoom. You could do it, in person out on the street. You could do it whatever it takes, right? Go find 5 people in your market and do the 3-second test. And get 5 people outside of your market to do the 3-second test. So what you're measuring there is, do people even outside your market recognize, okay, this is about this topic and it's interesting to me, or I recognize that it's probably interesting, but it's not for me. Like, how do those people inside and outside of your market respond? And when you do that 3-second thing, you're going to ask them what the page is about. And then you can ask if they want to see it again, which is probably a good indicator that they would want to linger a little bit longer. Go get 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, however many. Like, go get people to look at your web page, your landing page, whatever it is, and get a feeling of, are they making sense of the page within the first 3 seconds, and do they want to stick around? Now, there are a couple different types of advertising that you may want to consider, like how this may apply. So there's responsive advertising, where you're effectively responding to a query in the marketplace. And then there's interruptive advertising, where you're actually interrupting your prospect during the day. So I want to start with using the 3-second rule in responsive advertising. So the main channels we're talking about here are search. So somebody types the search into Google and Google gives them back a link to your page, or SEO. So it could be search, paid search marketing, it could be free search marketing, whatever it is. This is where Google is responding, essentially like the yellow pages, right? If you're flipping through the yellow pages, it would be the exact same thing. This would be a channel for it. When somebody flips to your page in the yellow page, can they see, oh, this is for me, this is interesting, this is relevant, this is valuable? Or do they not know what your ad means, right? So in responsive advertising, the biggest reaction that you're looking for is for the prospect to say, this is exactly what I was looking for, and I want to know more. This is exactly what I was looking for, and I want to know more. This is where they are actively going out and pursuing answers to questions, pursuing solutions to problems. And if they arrive at your website and they say, this is exactly what I was looking for and I want to know more, then yes, that was a success of the 3-second test. So if you want to pass the 3-second rule in the context of this responsive advertising, where you're responding to a customer's query, a customer's inquiry, you want to basically give them exactly what they want. You don't need to be very creative with your copy here. You just need to give them what they want in a way that's compelling and believable. So basically, you look at, what are they searching for? What keywords are they typing into the search engines? And if they type that in and they land on your landing page and it says, if you typed in best ways to do underwater basket weaving, and you land on a page that says 10 best ways to do underwater basket weaving, then you're going to feel like, hey, this is what I was looking for, okay? And so in the context of passing this 3-second rule in responsive advertising, you want everything to serve the search term. So not only would you want the headline to be that, but you might want like a picture of somebody doing underwater basket weaving, right? Where your design complements the headline, and it's all about responding to the customer query. Now, if we flip this around and we talk about interruptive advertising, now if you have really good targeting with your interruptive advertising, you could potentially have an ad that is appearing wherever. So like the main channels for this are Facebook, Google Display, ad networks, email, including your internal email, paid email. You could essentially have an ad, or let's say an email that goes out and says, I just released a new report, 10 tips for how to do underwater basket weaving, right? Go to this website to learn more. And of course, in that case, you're basically putting this responsive keyword into their head. And when they click that link to go through, or it could be a link in an ad or whatever to go through, then of course, that's going to be what you want the scent to follow from the initial ad to the landing page to whatever comes after. And so in the context of interruptive advertising, you can do a little bit of the responsive advertising, but you also have some flexibility to do things different, because the biggest reaction that you're looking for is, oh, this is interesting. So if the responsive advertising was, this is exactly what I was looking for, and the interruptive advertising is, oh, this is interesting, it's a little bit different. And then, of course, you want them to think, I want to know more. So within the first 3 seconds, you want them to think, oh, this is interesting, I want to know more. And so how do you pass that 3-second rule in interruptive advertising? Well, if you do have it set up where you're essentially planting that responsive keyword in their head, of course you can do that. But you can also use the classic copywriting mechanism of a pattern interrupt, where you're just doing something to shock them out of wherever their attention is focused right now. This is a place where big ideas can really shine, especially things like a prediction-based big idea or a 10x opportunity-based big idea that I teach in High Velocity Copywriting. This is where you can have a big idea that like moves the market, moves their attention into a new message. And also, generally, if you study hooks, there are people that use hooks that have nothing to do with their actual core market, but the hook attracts a broad enough attention that they can then focus in on who their core market is in the next few seconds of the advertising. So if you can just hook everybody's attention with a really powerful hook, that can be useful. Or your hook can definitely be connected to whatever your big idea is. You can put your big idea into hook format to attract attention. So you pass the 3-second rule with like a pattern interrupt, something to shock their attention, a big idea that's just like really interesting and really relevant to what they want or what they're worried about. And you can just have a good hook. Either way, remember, you're just looking for that reaction. This is interesting and I want to know more. And you're looking for all of that to happen within the first 3 seconds of somebody engaging with your marketing message, whatever like media you have put it into. And so like where else can the 3-second test help you? Well, any and all headlines, of course. Like a headline is usually the first piece of copy that somebody reads, the first piece of copy that somebody scans. And if you don't do a great job of grabbing their attention and conveying why they should engage with your copy in that headline, they're not going to read the rest of it. So your headline is a great place to test out the 3-second test. You could just put it on a piece of paper and show it to someone for 3 seconds and see what their takeaway is. You can do email subject lines. People probably spend a little less than 3 seconds scanning their email subject line, but that's still a great place where you could run that test. Email opening copy. So even once somebody opens the email, there is still this attention sale that you have to make to get them to engage with the body copy of the email. And so whatever the opening message is in the email, you can run a 3-second test on that. You can run a 3-second test on your YouTube video. Hopefully I did a pretty good job of bringing you in with today's video. That was, of course, intentional. And, from day to day, I'm better and worse, but it is something that I'm very thoughtful about. What are the first words that are going to come out of my mouth to hook your attention? And really any and every paid media, any and every media that you do, you should focus on how can I capture attention as fast as possible within the first 3 seconds? Because here's the thing, there's all sorts of like proclamations about the death of the attention span and whatever, but the reality is that we still watch entire like Marvel movies, 2.5 hours long, right? We watch these long movies, we engage with things for an extended period of time, we binge watch episode after episode of a show. So our attention span is not necessarily dying. It's just that we have this higher standard for what we're willing to pay attention to because we have just all the media in the world accessible with a few clicks. And when you're competing against that 2-hour Marvel movie or binge watching Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad, you have to do a good job of grabbing attention and pulling it in. And this 3-second rule can be a great way to test whether or not you have done that. Now, I do recommend that once you get their attention, you do have to know what to say after that. And that's where my high velocity copywriting training comes in. Check the link in the description to that if you want to be able to convert attention into action, into conversions, into leads, customer sales, and profits, money in the bank for you. That link is in the description. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Every day in every episode, I'm here trying to help you increase your marketing genius. And if you do just a little bit better at making the attention sale, if you do just a little bit better, man, I promise you are going to feel like a marketing genius as you watch your response rates go up. I'll catch you again in the next episode. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.